Hi everybody. Today is I think this is our third day of recording. This is Wednesday, and it says the temperature now is about, I want to say like 66, and all sunny. I mean, I'm dressed because this morning it was like in the 50s and I was cold, so I'm happy for that. But I brought my bag, and I have been reading and enjoying my book with my sister, the one that we're reading together, the 54 Miles. So I am now at page 18. So I'm inside of 2 pages inside of chapter 2. So I did meet my little 1 chapter goal yesterday, and I am enjoying it so far. It's very interesting. We'll see how that plays out. But I was thinking I should do my first chapter of my other books to see who's going to be the second. So I'm going to look at these 2 first, because I told you I'm in a thriller mood. So this is the What You Leave Behind, and this is What Fire Brings. Note both of them start with the word what. Isn't that kind of funny? I'm going to start this one. This is what I'm going to lean to because I like Wanda M. Morris's books. I'm going to do this one, and I love Rachel Howzell Hall, but I haven't read any of her standalones yet. This will be my first standalone book by her. So let's get started and read chapter 1 and see if this is going to be my book number 2 for the month. Let's see. So I'm going to just read for a little bit, and we'll see what happens. I do have my flags I picked out yesterday, which are these. I could take them out of the little package. They are going to get used. I think these are perfect. I think I would love to have like a blue one would be nice, and a little bit brighter yellow, but I do like these colors. They do seem like fire, kind of, you know, I think they match nicely with this part of it. So let's get started and read this and see what we think. And I have some water in my trusty cup, and I had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich today. I'm doing that and some carrots. So that's my reading snack for today. Okay, so I finished this chapter, and it's giving very little information, and I'm not going to spoil it because most of what I've read in chapter 1 is kind of what the back is. it follows Bailey Meadows, who's 40-year-old, and she wants to become, I think, like a detective. And so she is trying to solve this case of this missing gentleman named Sam, who went missing. At this point is about 6 months. And she's in Topeka Canyon, I think it's in California. I think that's where she is. And so it's very vague at the beginning, which is fine. And we're getting some names of some characters, so that could possibly be suspects in regard to the disappearance of this gentleman, Sam. And that's where we are right now. So that's chapter 1. It was easy to, follow. I'm curious what's going to happen. I think it's going to get better because I know her stuff is really good. There's somebody, though, there's already a little question in my mind, like there's a person or somebody she keeps hearing or referring to statements that they say to her. And so I'm not really sure who that person is, but I'm sure they're going to be revealed as time goes on. So, yeah. So that's pretty good. So I still have this one to read, but I have to go pick up my son. So I think what I'll do is bring this one with me to go pick him up, and then we can see, if I probably won't fit the whole chapter, depending on how the chapters are kind of small. So I might be able to finish the first chapter. So I might be able to see which one of these two I want to be the next one. So I'm going to leave this here. Yeah, I'll just leave it here. And then I'll come back to that. And I'm going to bring this with me. I'll bring it in this bag. And we'll head out in the car with Miss Ella. Are you going to go with me to go pick him up? Yeah, to go to school? Okay. So let's go do that. It's so nice and sunny today, too. Okay. Hello, I'm back. So I read actually the first 2 chapters because they're really short. It's only about 15 pages. And immediately her writing style just grabs you. The prologue was really hard, was sad. But when I read the story, it grabbed me immediately. Now, what I'm thinking about this versus the other book, I like the writing in this one in the beginning better. In the other one, there was like a couple of phrases that she just kept repeating that they're going to make sense later, but it was a little distracting to me, and a little repeating of certain things that I'm like, okay, we've already established that. So I'm hoping that doesn't keep happening, like, like reminding us, for example, that in the other story that she is trying to become, I think it's a detective or something like that, right? Or a private investigator or something, one of those two, right? And so it kept getting repeated. Obviously didn't sink into my brain because I can't remember which one it is, but that was like bothering me. Now, but I do think that one's going to pan out really well as well. This one, it seems like it's going to be a bit of a dark historical fiction, because she's going to be talking about, kind of land grabbing and African Americans losing land that they previously owned from their ancestors to development and things like that. And so in this one, it follows, her name is Deanna Woods, and this is all in the back. Again, the first chapters usually don't spoil what the book is about. If I got in further, then I would feel like I would be needing to say a spoiler. But she recently lost her mother. And that's why initially when I first read that part and her thoughts on it, like for example, let me read that one thing to you because it stuck out to me because I lost my mom a long time ago now. But it seems like just yesterday. And so it spoke to me. And what she said in the story is, this is the main character talking about the recent loss of her mom. And she says, when you're a grown woman and you lose a parent, people expect you to power through the grief. You have a job, responsibility, you're an adult, you're supposed to know that death is part of life. And if you looked at me, on the outside, I was all that. But on the inside, I was a broken mess. And I can totally relate to that, even this many years later, because my mom was so important to me, and I loved her. I still love her very much. And so it is interesting how we deal with death, and how we, you know, we are very patient when it's a child that loses someone. But then we aren't as patient and empathetic for adults, which the irony is that, you know, if you're an adult and you lose a parent, you've spent a lot more time creating a bond with that person and memories with that person. And so the loss feels very great. And yet people kind of try to push you past that because it's uncomfortable, or, you know, they have a preconceived notion about how they would respond if they were in the action, you know, in that situation. So that really just drew me in. At first I was like, oh God. Then the story, okay, so it's her mother passes away, and then her husband asks for a divorce, and she ends up moving back home in a coastal city, a coastal town in Georgia. And in this story, it says back here in the back, it says, they talk about the Geechee people of coastal Georgia. And that's a community that's there. And so I think that's going to come up in this story. They're going to talk about, you know, since the Civil War, how, you know, the land has been, you know, taken from the people that were there, and redevelopment has come in. And so I think it will be really good. And I read through this very fast, what I have read here so far, and I feel like it's gonna, like, I think if I read one more chapter, I could solidify that I could still see past some of the sadness that it will come with this story, and read this one. But then the other one is like a mystery thriller as well. So I don't know yet. I'm gonna have to think on it a little longer. I was gonna make a decision, I thought, in this video. I think I'm gonna do is read another chapter of this, and then sit with it for a few minutes and see how I feel about what it brings up for me. Because maybe this one is too emotional, and I don't really want to pair that with the other book, or, you know, the other one is more a it's like a mystery thriller. That one is more of a I didn't bring it. I should have brought that one with me too. So what I'm going to do, my son's not out yet, I'm going to try to read another chapter, and I'm going to make my decision on what my book 2 is. But anyways, if I don't talk to you again later today, I will see you guys again tomorrow. And I think I'm going to do till Thursday and then make the video. I think I'll just do like 3-4 days, and then that will be my vlog versus like the whole week. I mean, maybe I'll go to Friday. So we'll see. Because then I got to edit it all and get it to you all. I guess I could put it, I'm talking on the video. I'll do all this planning afterwards. Anyway, I'm done talking, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Hi. Hello, hello, hello. It's Thursday. I am at pickup. Today, I actually will probably be here a little longer than normal because I think my son's going to stay late. And I still come the same time I normally do, maybe a few minutes later, because I use this as special, like, me time to read. And so that's what I'm going to do. At lunchtime, I read a little bit of this today, and I'm loving it because now, like, there is... like, they are talking, I'm trying to make sure that I don't spoil things for people. I can't really describe because this is picking up from where the other one left off, but it's many, many years later, about, I think, 20 or so years later. But what I can say is that I am enjoying how the author is dabbling in giving you a little bit of, like, he's creatively, or not creatively, in a good way, it's not even creatively, he's giving you reminders of what happened in the last, like how to connect the last book to this book. And I'm appreciating it because my little memory was forgetting some of the things. My sister, like, you know, if you ask her, she'll just talk about the other book, like, blah, blah. And I'm like, I know I loved it and I can remember certain things. But giving a synopsis on the other one right now would be not so easy for me. And so I'm appreciating that in the beginning of this. But what I am noticing at lunchtime today, that I'm getting engrossed already, and I'm only on page 26, okay? You know, I'm so slow. But I'm already like pulled in. I'm like, yep, I'm totally gonna be able to read this. So that's good. So the other thing I was gonna tell you guys, is, so I did, oh no, I think my bookmark just came, my bookmark just came out of this one. Wait a minute. Oh no, I know it's after this. I know I made it past chapter 1, and maybe that's as far as I did get on this one. All right, so this is What Fire Brings by Rachel Helsel Hall. I was supposed to go back and read, which one was I going to go back and read some more on? I think I was going to go back and read more in this one to decide whether this was going to be it or this is going to be the second. Hold on one second, because that was not where I am in this one, am I? Yeah. I might have to read this one because I'm looking at the page number. And I kept going. So, I've got to page 62 on this one. More so than this one, which is my main first read. But again, some books just read really fast too, you know, like our easy reads. Others you kind of process a little bit. So I don't know, whatever. So I might have made the decision already, and this one will go. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I think that this is how it's going to go. As moody as I am a reader, I'm not really going to promise you that that's what's going to happen. But I feel like when I got 62 in, I'm going, you know, because I don't want to have to try to refresh my memory of those 62 pages, which I right now it's right fresh in my mind. So it's very easy for me to recall. So I think these are the two we're going to start with. This is going to come in after that, and I don't know if I brought, nope, didn't bring the other book. And then I still haven't looked up yet what's for the Read Soul Lit, but I will probably start that one not next week, the week after, and you know, and depending upon what it is. I feel like it's either James Baldwin is the next one. It's either this month or it's next month, because that's all for the year. We are off in December, so I have to see. But either way, so these are going to be the two. So I think while I'm sitting here, because I started some of this at lunch, I'm sorry, not these aren't the two. These are the two. I'm going to sit and read this for a little while, and then I will figure out when I'm going to start back with this one. I want to get some, you know, get in here a lot further before I really kind of like go off into that one. And I know I have that in my head what happened, so I can hold it. And so there's that. What else is new? Ella isn't here with me, but she's laying down right now. She's tired. It's a longer wait for her. So she'll lay down and then she'll get up and she'll sniff out the window. I don't have her window down. That's probably what's the problem. Yeah, see, once I put the window down, it's just like, oh yeah, there she is. Yeah, she's happy now. Actually, I don't have your leash on, so we can't put it too far. Hold on, Missy. So, I don't know, I'm so paranoid. I don't think she would ever do it, but you never know with dogs, so I just keep the window at a good height when we're sitting still, because if I have a leash on her, or I have her seatbelt in my car, it should be done tomorrow. If you're not watched the videos before, which you should have, actually it should be all in this one, but I got accident on Monday, and it's not even that big. I mean, it's not that bad a damage, but they're milking it because they're like, well, we're reassembling it, so it should be in tomorrow. Okay, whatever, you know, that's just because they want to gouge you with money. So what are you going to do? I am going to just try to, it really put a damper on this week. I can't stop thinking about it. You know, I just, Yeah. Okay. So anyways, let's just move on because we don't talk about that. So I'm going to go and read this. And I don't know, I have tonight a get together with some friends on the computer on Zoom, and so I won't probably do any more recording today. So I am thinking I could probably do some recording tomorrow, and then I will edit the video and get it to you at some point. I don't know exactly when, but we're going to figure it out. But anyway, I hope you guys are doing well and that you're liking this. I thought I'd do something a little different. And Ella, say goodbye. Come here and say goodbye. No, not out the window. Look over here. Oh, okay, hold on. I will put her here so you can see her for a second. Hold on, that's my hand. Ella. There's her little nose outside the window. Ella, say bye. All right, she's like, who am I saying goodbye to? All right, I will talk to you guys later. Oh my God, my hands are in front of the camera. Bye. It is I am at pickup. It's the end of the school day and I'm excited. Today is Friday Chai Day, so we're gonna go get our chai. I only read a little bit of this when I talked to you earlier, so I'm going to hunker down. I have a little time here because I'm a little early to read and make some more headway in this book. And if I have time, if I get to a good spot, then I am going to go into this one and this one and read like 10 pages or so, or maybe a chapter or something, so I can kind of keep it moving. Because I still haven't looked. I forgot last night to look, and even today to look and see what the Read Soul Lit book selection is. But like I said to you, I wasn't going to start it again and start it until at least next week. So these are going to be what's on the table right now. Look at, they even kind of coordinate colors. Aren't they nice? They go nicely together. So I am very invested in what's going to happen in the story, because now I remember who the people are and where we left off, because I did not want to read again the other book. Not that I didn't love it, because I did love it, and it is a book that I say often that I would reread it because it was that good. But I just have so much on my docket, and we're getting closer to the end of the year, so I want to really kind of just read new stuff. So my sister and I were talking about it, and we were wondering is this a book that you could read if you didn't read the first one? And I think the way that he's starting it, you could, because he's slowly giving you like pulling back the, you know, the curtain and letting you take a peek of the past of what happened in the last one. So I think you could, and I'd be curious for people that didn't read the other one and they read this one first, if they enjoy this as much, or if they enjoyed it even, you know. But so far I really love his writing, and so I'm enjoying it. And then this one, I am just curious. I just want to get back to this today while I have it fresh in my mind to kind of see where this is going to take us. So, so those are the two this weekend that I'm going to be reading. I do have something else that I looked up and what might get on the docket. You know, I am not good with TBRs. Now, this isn't a revelation. This isn't something that I just discovered. It is that I have been in denial. I've been constant denial. And I like to do TBRs because in my mind, I just want to be the person that can create this TBR and then they just check it off. I love lists. I'm a list girl. I love lists. I make lists about this, lists about that. You know, I use apps that have productivity, you know, that I can create lists and lists upon lists, right? I love, there's a satisfaction of checking off that you've done something. So that is probably why I do TBRs, but why I don't stick to them, I really can't make sense of it. I just think that other people have the distractions of watching other YouTubers, reading, you know, maybe a blog post, just various ways that I find out, or see, watching a TV show when somebody recommends a book. And plus, podcasts are awesome, also a place I get a lot of book recs. So I don't know if it's going to be easy for me to ever be a good person with TBR, because I just get very, very, very distracted with the shiny new things, you know, and that's it. And look, ooh, I brought my little cup. Did I show you? I did show you this little, my son and I have it. It's hard to see it because it's just shiny in here. But it's got the little bats and it's got the little pumpkins in it, the jack-o'-lanterns, and the moon and the star. I love it. Anyway, I brought it for me for my liquid replenishment. And I'm going to go and sip this and read this. And then, I don't know, this may be the end of this week's, and I may just edit it. If that is the case, have a lovely weekend. If that is the time that I release. I love how I talk like I don't talk like I'm knowing anything. Like, am I going to, you know, at first I was going to stop on Thursday. Now I'm like, okay, I'm going to make it to Friday and then I'll edit it. I probably won't get a chance to edit it today, so you will get it probably in the weekend, but yeah, hopefully I can do one next week as well. And I will talk to you guys later. Let me know what you're reading. Have you started this? Do you guys read this? Have you read any of her books? Have you read any of his other books? Anyway, I will talk to you later. Bye. Ella's laying down. She doesn't want to talk today, so you know. Bye. Said the next day, remember I said the next day the leaves would all be back, like I never raked it. Look at this corner. Completely covered again. Yep. Completely covered. And then this is the tree. And I got more to come now. More to come.